What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back with some more NBA plays of the day. So coming off of a pretty tough day yesterday, looking at our free picks, we cashed one of the two slips. We cashed this one with Julius Randle points and Castle over points and assists. That one was free. Cashed very, very easily. The second slip that we gave in the free picks, we had Dylan Brooks with Jimmy Butler. Now, Brooks cashed easy. Butler would have been free if it was not for a blowout game. He had 16 points. We needed one more bucket. Of course, we didn't get it. So we cashed 3 of the 4 props I gave out yesterday. 1 of the 2 slips. Unlucky. National Blowout Association strikes again. Talking about our plays from yesterday in terms of the money lines, I ended up losing my 2 money lines that I played. So I went down $500 minus 2 units. I'm still up $4,100 on the month. So obviously due for a bad day anyways. We had been killing it before Tuesday. But looking at the bets I had yesterday I had the Suns. It was the spread plus another spread. The Suns spread actually cashed for me. I think it was Suns and Spurs I played together. Spurs ended up biting me. I had Spurs plus 15.5 with Suns plus 8.5 on the spread, and that one ended up costing me. Then Bucks money line ended up costing me yesterday as well. So that one cost me 2 full units. Like I said, still at $4,100 for the month. Can't complain at all. In terms of the last 2 months, total profit up $9,108 on our money lines, and that is playing $250 slips. Now, if I wanted to take this a little bit more risky, I could increase my unit size. My bankroll is high enough to where I could play 5 to 750 slips if I wanted to. But I'm just keeping it slow and steady, man. You don't have to get too aggressive with this most of the time. I'm cool with winning 5 to 10 grand a month. If I have a bad month, lose a little bit, because usually when I go up in my unit size or I double it or even triple it, a lot of times I'll end up going on a little loss streak. So I can lose 5 or 6 grand in a couple of days easy by going up that unit size. So always play strategically. $4,100 on the month. Can't complain at all. Hopefully we can keep that going. Well, if you guys do want to join the VIP, link to the WAP is down in the description. It's only $10 a week, $25 a month. If you guys do want to join, code NBA can get you 25% or 20% off either one of those packages. I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. So if this video gets 250 likes, you guys know I do this every single video. I would pick a random comment down below to win free VIP. So drop a like, leave a comment on the video, and let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So the winner is going to be for, drum roll please. Well, I say drum roll. It's going to be a long drum roll. We got James Thomas who said, getting the bets in early. Nice. So, James, appreciate the comment, my man. Send me a message on Discord. I'll get you added. Been getting these videos out a little bit earlier the last few days, trying to get my sleep schedule back good. Your boy got into the habit of sleeping until 8 a.m. every morning when I used to get up at like 5. So, I've been getting up at 5 or 6 o'clock the last few mornings. Today's video, I still got up early. I was struggling to get my mind right this morning, so I ended up taking a little bit of a much-needed, time in the morning and just kind of chilling out and doing what I wanted to do, and it works. So I feel a lot better right now, feeling good on these picks, and let's go ahead and look at this slate for today, guys. So the first game on the slate we have is the Raptors, and I actually need to check one more thing. So let's pull up this bet tracker real quick. So on this bet tracker, you guys know I'm tracking the public, and before we jump into these picks, I want to specify this. So been tracking the public. I've missed some days. Some days, if there's not a lot on the board in terms of a high percentage on one team, then I just don't track for the day. So I'm going to give you an example of what I'm tracking. I'm tracking teams with more than 65 to 70% of the money on them. I'm tracking where the public has all their money. Last night was brutal for the public. So this is from yesterday. All these games from yesterday, you can see pretty much every single one of these missed. The Rockets cashed their money line, but that was minus 500, so okay. Nuggets cashed their money line and their spread. So Nuggets ended up getting a dub yesterday, which is cool and all. But other than that, the public got killed. Right now, they are hitting 66.67% of the time. The public is being favored. But a lot of these public bets, and let's be honest on this, you got minus 500s. So minus 500, and I need to average out this. I need to set up a table to average all this out and average out where the spread is at and average out where the money line odds are. And I'll have that for the next video if I can remember. But I need to average out everything in this sale and see what the average odds are in terms of these plays, because a 66.6% hit rate if the odds are like minus 400, it's horrendous, and you would benefit running the opposite of that every single time. So maybe that's what we end up doing. We'll see. I'm going to continue to track it. I'm going to give it another few weeks of at least. Today, the only 3 games we have with a lot on certain teams are Raptors, Cavs, and Mavericks. So there's a lot of money on the Raptors today. We can see here 65% on the money line, 66% on the spread, playing against the Pacers. The Pacers have won 3 straight games, guys. They beat the Hornets, the Heat, and they beat the Celtics in the last game. I did not think they would beat the Celtics, even though Jaylen Brown was out. So I don't want to count the Raptors out. Like I said, a lot of money it's a decent amount of money on the Raptors. Almost even odds on this game, minus 130 versus plus 135. Raptors are missing R.J. Barrett. They're missing Hepburn. Pirtle's still out. Jacoby Walter's still out. Indiana is missing Isaiah Jackson. He's resting. Benedict Mathurin is still out. And then Obi Toppin is out. And then obviously Tyrese Halliburton, which we know has been out with that Achilles tear from the finals last year. But anyways, this team's look good. Do I think they beat the Raptors? No, I'm with the public on this one. I do think the Raptors get a dub tonight. I think even without R.J. Barrett, the Raptors can win this game. I think they're a better team, even on the road. The Pacers have a lot of momentum coming in right now. They've been playing well, but they're still 9-31 on the season. This team has not looked good. The Raptors 24-17, well over 500. They've been a good team even without R.J. Barrett, and I expect them to come get a dub. So that's kind of what I'm rolling with. In terms of player props for this game, I'm really looking at Brandon Ingram here. Ingram, potentially Scotty Barnes if you wanted to run Scotty Barnes, but Ingram is the main guy I'm going for here. Ingram did not let me down last game. I told you guys in the last video that Ingram played. I said Ingram's line at 24.5 and 29.5. 29.5 was almost even odds. He cashes 29.5 majority of the time. And I even said most of the time Ingram at 29.5 is like a 1.3 payout. And that's about what it is today. So Ingram soared over. I expect him to have a good game again. If you want to play him, then that's going to be one of the props I am looking at. Second game on this slate, which is going to be the second one on the bet tracker, the Cavs. The Cavs are favored right now, or there's more money on the public from the public is what I meant to say. They're not favored. They're actually underdogs. So they're plus 104, pretty much even odds. Philly's actually slightly favored at home tonight. A 1.5 point spread with a 237.5 total. 68% of the money on Cavs money line, as well as 78% on Cavs plus 1.5. With odds like this, Vegas wins a lot of money if Philly wins by more than 2. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Philly definitely has a chance to win this game. This game is very competitive. If you look at Philly, they are potentially missing Edge, Colin, Paul George, and Embiid. All 3 of these guys are probable. Those are the only players on the team that are even on the injury list, and they're all 3 most likely going to play. So you got pretty much a fully healthy team with Philly at home coming off of a win versus Toronto on the road. Looking at Cleveland, missing Chris Livingston, missing Max Strus. Dean Wade is still out. But other than that, they got a fully healthy team as well. So this team, when they're healthy, is very hard to beat. I do think the Sixers can win. Both these teams, in my opinion, pretty equal. I think they're pretty equal in the terms of skill. Now, in terms of Cleveland, I expect more from this Cleveland team. Based on what I've seen, these teams are pretty equal. And playing at home, I could see a slight edge going to Philly. And with the money on the Cavs, you'll probably see me put half a unit on the Sixers tonight. But if the Cavs played like I think they should, the Cavs win this game. I think the Cavs have a very good team when they're healthy, and this team, even when they're healthy, has really not shown me what I expected to see from them this season. But we'll see what happens tonight. Give me the Sixers money line just going against the public here. I think there's some good value in potentially in that one. Next game on the slate, we got Nets versus Pelicans. The Pelicans plus 116 underdogs at home. You got 53% of the money, pretty much even odds on this, even money in terms of where the public is betting. You got a 1.5 point spread with a 227.5 total. This is one of those games, guys. You know how I am with Michael Porter Jr., man. Michael Porter Jr. is a wagon. I'm going to play him again. He is not on the injury list. They're missing Highsmith. Little's questionable. Zaire Williams is out. Looking at the Pelican side of things, they're missing Jose Alvarado. Herbert Jones is questionable. And then you got DeJounte Murray, who is still out. Looking at both these teams have struggled. Both these teams have one win in their last 7 games, or last 8 games, my bad. Neither team looking good right now. Nets have been struggling with a lot of injuries. Even when they're healthy, they don't have a great team. Let's be honest. Michael Porter Jr. has really been carrying this team on their back all season, and getting him for pretty much any prop is what I'm looking at. He's been a wagon. Even if Porter talks to me, I don't even get mad. Like, if Porter misses, it's like, okay, he was due for a bad game. Like, I can't blame him. He's cashed me probably 17 of the last 18 times I've taken him, and that's not even an exaggeration. I think he's chalked me 1 time this season, maybe twice. So Porter, I got to look at every single game. Trey Murphy has been playing pretty well, so I'm looking at Murphy on the Pelican side of things. But we'll see. I think this game could be competitive, neither team's a powerhouse, and I'm not sure where I stand on the money line on this one. Next game's Jazz versus Bulls. Bulls are on a back-to-back, but they're still minus 150 favorites at home, a 3.5-point spread with a 241.5 total. So this is a very, very fast-paced game, fastest-paced game on the slate. 70% of the money's on Bulls money line. You look at the spread, and it's a 50-50 split. So this one, a lot of money on the Bulls money line, but the spread brings that back down to under 65%, which is why I don't have them on my list. Now, if you look at the Jazz just beat the Cavs by 11. That was in Cleveland. You look at the Bulls almost beat the Rockets last night in Houston, but they did lose. And that was the Bulls missing a lot of players. They had no Kobe White. They had no Josh Giddey. They had no Zach Collins. Look at them for today. They're missing the same players other than Kobe White. Kobe White is probable. You got Julian Phillips is questionable. Yuki's questionable. So they're missing a lot of players. This team struggles even when they're healthy. They're not the greatest team in my opinion, but they have had some success in portions. So you can see, started out the season really strong. They kind of have some win streak eras. Maybe this is a spot where they can get a win. I doubt it. I really kind of think the Jazz win this game. Markkanen's questionable here. Missing Kessler, obviously. Harkless is questionable. This Jazz team has struggled, but they found some decent wins lately. In the last 2 of the last 3 games, they found them a win. And this Jazz team's not horrendous when they're healthy. Keontae George is a good look here. Markkanen, if he plays, is going to be a great look. A fast-paced matchup here. I expect this game to be competitive, especially when this Bulls team is on a back-to-back. So give me the Jazz here for plus money. I think it's a good spot for them, and we could definitely get them on a spread if you want to take them in some type of teaser. Next game, Mavs versus Nuggets. This is the last game on the slate where the public has a ton of money on one side. You got 73% of the money on Dallas covering money line, which is minus 104, and then you got 66% on Dallas minus 1.5 versus the Nuggets. 225.5 total. Looking at this Nuggets team, the Nuggets are on a back-to-back. They just beat the Pelicans last night, beat them 122 to 116. Look at the Mavericks coming off a dub 2 days ago versus the Nets. When you look at these teams, Denver is missing a lot of players. They are missing Jokic. They're missing Joe Val. Cam Johnson is still out. Christian Brown is questionable, and they're missing Tamar Bates. They do have Jamal Murray. They do have Aaron Gordon, but these guys are going to be on tired legs. You look at this Dallas team, you're probably missing Max Christie. He is doubtful. They got AD who was out. They got Kyrie out, Dante out, Derek Lively out for the season, PJ Washington questionable, Brandon Williams questionable. You got to look at this team and see who plays. If PJ Washington sits again and Max Christie's out, I really think that this Dallas team loses. They don't have an incredible team as is. They're missing most of their star players. I just don't see them. And it's in Dallas. They've had some good games at home. They have an 80% win rate at home in their last 10 games. So they've won 8 of their last 10 at home, but you also got to look at how many games has AD played in that. So without AD in their last 10 games, even at home, they have a 40% win rate. So without AD, this team struggles a lot more. He's not playing tonight. So if Brown sits, or not Brown, if PJ sits, I'm looking at Denver here for plus money, even though they are on a back-to-back and they are traveling again. So we'll take a look here. We'll see what happens in this one. Fading the public again if you go Denver, and another reason I like that even more. Next game, Kings versus Knicks. Kings are plus 400 underdogs at home, 10.5 spread, 229.5 total. 61% of the money is going to be on the Knicks with 58% on their spread. Look at these two teams. The Knicks, obviously, one of the better teams in the league, 65% win rate on the season. Look at the Kings, one of the worst teams in the league. They have found 2 wins in a row. They beat the Lakers and they beat the Rockets. So 2 pretty decent wins. I actually had Lakers money line on Monday when they played the Kings, and they sold me for about $400. So this one hurts. Hard for me to go against the Kings, but I mean, do you really think the Kings are going to beat the Knicks tonight? I don't, even at home. They're missing Keegan Murray. They're missing Sabonis. They're missing Schroeder. And then you got Isaiah Stevens, who's questionable. So this is not a team that I think is a powerhouse. I think they got them a couple of nice wins. Sure, I think they're due for a loss, and I think they lose tonight at home versus the Knicks. Not a game that I could put money on with the Knicks minus 400 unless I was playing some type of parlay. But I do think the Knicks win. Last game on the slate, we have the Wizards taking on the Clippers. This one is going to be in L.A. You got minus 12.5 on the spread in favor of the Clippers. And then you got a 225.5 total. 82% of the money's on the over on this total. 59% of the money is going to be on Washington money line, and the reason being is because they're plus 500. Washington has found some upsets this season. This could be a spot where they get an upset, but this game could also potentially be a blowout. You got 60% of the money on the Clippers covering 12.5 points. So this could get ugly. Looking at the Clippers side of things, they are missing Bogdanovich still. Derek Jones is out. Kawhi is questionable, and then you got Zubac, who is also questionable. If Zubac and Kawhi both sit, Washington could potentially keep this game close. Looking at Washington side of things, Trae Young obviously out, Cam Whitmore still out. Looking at this Clippers team has been phenomenal over their last 12 games or so. They've only lost 2. They beat Detroit, they beat Golden State, they beat Detroit again, they beat Portland, they beat Houston, they beat the Lakers. This team has taken out everybody. They've looked very, very good, and it's hard for me to bet against this Clippers team. I think the Clippers win this game. I think they win in dominant fashion as long as Kawhi and Zubac play. I'm actually looking at some unders here for Kawhi, which we'll talk about here in just a minute, which I know is crazy betting under on Kawhi, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll talk about some player props, but that's really what I got for this. Give me the Clippers. Give me the Knicks. Give me the Nuggets if PJ sits. Give me the Jazz. Give me this one I'm not sure about yet. This one I'm probably going Philly. I'm not 100% sure about yet. And then give me the Raptors. That's what I'm looking at for this slate so far, if you guys do want to tell. So jumping into these player props for today. First of all, before we actually lock in these slips, I do want to say, if you want to join our Discord for free, you want to get every single play that I personally play for free, all you have to do is sign up for a partnered app in the description. There are 7 apps: Parlay Play, Chalkboard, Underdog, Sleeper, Novig, Better, Dabble. If you just heard an app that you don't have, if it's available in your state, you can sign up with our code Fantasy Aces, Sleepers code Aces, and we will get you a free month of VIP. Everything's down in the description. You sign up, deposit at least $10. They're going to give you a deposit match. Some of these apps are going to give you extra stuff. For example, Parlay Play is one of my favorite platforms. If you sign up on Parlay Play, they give you $5 for free. So before you even deposit, if you use our code, you get $5. You deposit $10, you get 20. So you're going to have $25 for free just by depositing 10, and you can put up to 100 in here, and they're going to double the entire 100. But I'm telling you guys, it's definitely worth it. And if you let me know in Discord, I'll get you added for up to 7 full months of VIP for free. They do stack. Another app, platform we are partnered with right now is called Upside Tools. Upside is an optimizer. It's an old school optimizer, just like we used to have for DGF, made by the same creators. What it does is it finds value across the board. Now, before you skip through this, I do want to say this is very, very handy when you're finding plays. And you can get a 5-day free trial down in the description. You can also get 25% off using code ACES. What I want to show you guys is right now I have Prizepicks selected, and you can see a lot of these plays that are 56+% hit rate. And the way it finds a hit rate, it gives you this value based off of the odds. So you got Garland right now, 23.5 points and assists. This is a 57.4% chance to hit according to Upside, and it's based off the odds. So this is even odds at 23.5. If you look at this across every other book has this at 24.5 for even odds, pretty much. Minus 110, minus 128, minus 137. So you're getting very, very good value with Garland at 23.5 on Prizepicks. And we can check this across. We can check it on Parlay Play as well just to see Garland 23.5 points and assists. Let's see what they have it at. So you can't even get that line here. It's a regular line at 24.5. So getting the regular line at 23.5 on Prizepicks is going to be great value. If you want to try it out, link is down in the description. That being said, let me take a sip of my water and let's lock in some slips live, guys. Let's make some money today. First play that I'm going to be taking is going to be a boost over on Parlay Play. Now, I like Porter Jr. I like him for PRA. I like his PRA at 31.5 or 32.5. That option is not available on Parlay Play right now. So you can probably get it on Prizepicks. We can check Porter Jr. Let's take a look. His PRA, 31.5. I can't get it on here either. It will be available later on Parlay Play. They put these lines out the closer to the game. 31.5, 32.5 is going to give you the same value around this 2.5 3 points made. Now, I'm going to take a chance on 3 threes from Porter Jr. And let's take a look at why. So, locking in Michael Porter. MPJ, 2.5, 3 points made. I don't like playing 3-point lines, but I'm willing to take a chance on this one. So 3 points made. His original line is 3.5. You're getting a discount. He's cashed it 7 of his last 10. He's cashed this 22 of 30 games on the season. They are playing versus the Pelicans. The Pelicans' defense is horrendous. They play fast-paced. Michael Porter Jr. is a ball hog. He puts up a lot of shot attempts. Looking at the Pelicans, they have the second worst 3-point defense in the league, giving up 15 threes per game. You go to small forward, same thing. They give up 3 threes per game to the small forward, and then 2.5 to the power forward position. So they give up a lot of threes. MPJ's averaging right at 10 3-point attempts per game. Some of these games he's getting 12 to 18. He had 18 versus the Magic. So if he's hitting these threes, he's 100% going to come out here and just continue to shoot them. So give me Michael Porter Jr. Head-to-head, he's had 5, 5, 7 in his last 3. None of these are one game from this season. He had 5. But he's cashed it 4 of his last 5 games versus the Pelicans in general. So he's been teeing off on them. This line I like a lot. So give me Michael Porter Jr. I'm going to take a risk on the 3 points made, even though it's not my favorite type of prop. Who am I going to pair it with? I'm going to pair it with Pascal Siakam. So I'm going to run this with Siakam. Siakam versus Toronto. I think this game stays competitive. I think Siakam for 29.5 is always a good line. He barely chalks this line. He's cashed at 28 or 39 on the season. He's averaging 34 PRA per game, 72% hit rate. Head-to-head versus Toronto. He hasn't had the best history. His last 2 games, which was from this season, and that's what we're looking at this season when they're missing all these players, so anything prior to this doesn't really matter. This season, he's hit 1 of 2. He had 37 in Game 1 and 17 in Game 2. Looking at minutes, he played 35 minutes and 31 minutes. So he played plenty of minutes in this game where he had 17. He had a bad game, man. He put up 15 field goal attempts on average. He had 10 his last game. So if Siakam gets cold, 100% Siakam could chalk. 29.5, though, I'm willing to take a chance here. Versus the power forwards, they give up a decent amount of stats, middle of the pack pretty much. It's not a great matchup, but give me Siakam here. He's their all-star player. He's the guy they're going to go to majority of the time, and I think Siakam paired with Michael Porter is going to be a great line. You can get his boosted line at 20 points. I like this as well, but for this slip, you can't play 2 boosts, so we're going to play these together. It's a 1.77x. I'm locking it in 250 to profit $198 or $192, I mean. So $8 away from 200 on the dot. So let's lock it in. That's going to be pick number 1. If you don't like the value here, you can throw in a third play. And if I can refresh real quick, we could throw in a third play. Let's do that. Let's make this pay out better. Did it lock it in? Let's cancel. Hold up. We're going to do that. I want this payout to be a little bit higher. That did 1.77x. I know this is probably going to end up bumped down after we lock it in, so most of the Discord won't be able to get it because you have to have a 1.75x on here to play a slip. So if this goes below 1.77x, then we're not going to be able to play. So what can we do? We can just find a play that really is almost guaranteed to hit. And I mean, there's nothing that's really guaranteed to hit, but you can look at like players like Maxey or something for 17 points, puts us at a 1.96x. So do you really think Maxey's not going to score 18 points? Most games he's going to. We could pull up Maxey here. I mean, I don't even think I really have to show Maxey for 18 points. The dude can drop 30 every single game. His original line's 27.5. You look at Maxey, he's cashed it 34 of 36 games, head-to-head versus Cleveland. He's cashed it every game. This is a big game. Obviously, they're not on a back-to-back. Give me Maxey here. Yeah, Maxey at home for sure. 18 points. Yeah, I'm willing to lock that in to give me 0.2x more. Like, the payout on this is actually really good. I like this way better. Give me Maxey for 18. There we go. So that gives us another $50 on the slip if it cashes. And if you're going to sweat Siakam like that, you might as well get your money back because I don't. If Maxey misses, then I'm just an idiot for putting this in a slip. But I'm okay with doing this every once in a while, just kind of adding almost a free square just to kind of give you a little bit better value. Even though this isn't free, Maxey could get hurt in the third quarter, and we missed this. So, and knock on wood that doesn't happen, but it's definitely possible. Second game on the slip or second slip that I wanted to lock in was going to be for our man Brandon Ingram. Ingram's been another guy who's been a wagon for me. I told you guys I liked Ingram 29.5. I'm going to continue to run players like this if they're going to be wagons. Ingram has cashed this line 7 of his last 8 games. He's cashed his 69% on the season. Now, we can go to games without RJ Barrett and Jakob Poeltl. And you can see 6 of 8 games Brandon Ingram has cashed this line. He's averaging 31 PRA with those players missing. Some of these games he's getting 35 to 40, 40 being his peak, and that was versus the Bucks. This is a good matchup versus the Pacers. The Pacers give up a lot of points and a lot of rebounds. If you go to the small forward position, not quite as many stats to the small forward position. Head-to-head data, though, with both those players missed, he had 40 PRA or 39 PRA versus Indiana. So it's a good matchup for Ingram, in my opinion. I think Ingram comes out here and has a good game, and he popped off last game. 30 PRA is not that high. I'm willing to take a chance on him. So hopefully this will lock in. It didn't. So we're going to try this one more time. It only does it on mobile app for me. Or on a web browser, I mean. Porter. And then we had Maxey. Let's get that locked in really quick. This is a 1.96, 250 place. It's going to do it again. Sometimes I have to refresh it twice. I don't know why. Regardless, this will get locked in 100%, but I guess we can check the value on Prizepicks for Ingram while we wait. While we wait, we hydrate. All right, 29.5 for Brandon Ingram. Who was I going to pair Ingram with? I was going to pair it with Kawhi under points. Now, people are going to hate this. This is risky. I 100% understand how risky this is. Kawhi Leonard's line is 27.5. He has only cashed this line 41% of games this season. Most games he goes under. If Kawhi goes over, he drops 40 to 50 points sometimes. So he can 100% go over. It's an insanely good matchup versus the Wizards, but also how good are this Wizards or is this Wizards team? They're not very good. Head to head, Kawhi had 18 or 15 his last game versus the Wizards. That game was a blowout win. He didn't need to come out here and play. If they get a big lead, Kawhi's not going to take as many shots. He's averaging 20 field goal attempts per game, which is a lot. He's averaging 7 threes per game. He's averaging 6 free throws. If he gets one of these games where he gets double-digit free throws, we're probably chalking this line. But Kawhi for under 27.5, I'm willing to put some money on. It's obviously, the matchup for Kawhi is about as good as it's going to get versus the Wizards. But I could see this game being a blowout, and I'm kind of hoping that Kawhi just doesn't give us 27.5. And if you wanted to wait, you could take him like under 30 on a different platform. I don't know why this won't lock in. Track picks, it's not in here. I'm getting a little tilted, I'm not going to lie. Your boy's getting a little mad. And I'll show you why. Another reason I like Kawhi's under as well. It's just not going to let me lock in this slip. It's kind of annoying. Let's try the other slip, and I'll lock it in on my phone and show you guys. If not, I have it pulled up on my phone right now. So Kawhi is boosted at 27.5. These boosts are like bad juju, man. I'm telling you, anytime you have a boost for a 2x, 90, or I don't want to give a number because I'm just talking out of the top of my head. Every time I take them, they miss. So I'm taking the under here. I'm going to pair it with Ingram. You can honestly play Ingram at a lower than 29.5 line if you wanted to and still get good value, like 24.5 here, still 1.97x. Let's do that. We'll play Ingram at 24.5, so there's not really much sweat on Ingram. See if it'll let me play this. And it locks it in immediately. Okay. Maybe this Maxi line, maybe it just doesn't want me to play Maxi for that extra payout. It just doesn't like the Maxi play is what it is. It knows we're going to cash this slip. And it works out immediately. Okay, cool. And I literally had this up. I'm going to see. Literally had pulled it up on my phone to log it in on my phone. Okay. It just had to troll me for 30 minutes. I see. All right, so those are the two slips I locked in. I locked in Ingram with Kawhi. I took Kawhi under 27.5. Yes, Kawhi is going to be sweaty. Kawhi can cash that in the first half if he has a great game. If you don't like it, just fade it. I did play it with Ingram 24.5. I do like Ingram up to 29.5. If you wanted to play Kawhi under like 31.5 or 32.5 on underdog, you could do that and just play Ingram higher and still have about the same value. Looking at the other slip, we have Siakam, Maxey, and then Porter. So hopefully these two cash guys, we got a potential $482 profit day on this. That would be a nice win if we cash both of these. I feel good about this slate and this slip and these slips, I mean. So that's all I have to say, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys cash every single slip, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.